There comes a time in relationships when silence becomes the loudest teacher. When a man and a woman choose not to contact each other, it can feel like a void and empty space that is often filled with questions, doubts, and emotions. But within that space lies an incredible opportunity for clarity, growth, and understanding. Today, let's explore the profound wisdom hidden in this silence and how it can bring transformation, not only in relationships, but also within ourselves. Silence is one of life's most profound teachers. When communication between two people ceases, the void it leaves can feel unsettling, even overwhelming. Yet within that stillness lies a hidden power, the opportunity to look within and discover the truths that the noise of constant interaction often conceals. Silence acts as a mirror, reflecting back to us our deepest feelings, fears, and desires. It invites us to confront parts of ourselves we might have otherwise ignored. This period of quiet, though it may initially feel like an emptiness, is actually brimming with the potential for personal transformation. When silence falls between two people, it can be tempting to fill the void with assumptions and narratives. Why haven't they reached out? Did I do something wrong? Do they even care? These questions, while natural, often serve to project our insecurities outward rather than looking inward. But the true power of silence lies in what it reveals about us, not them. In the absence of their words and actions, we are left to explore our own emotions without the filter of their presence. This can be both challenging and liberating. As we sit with the silence, we begin to notice the stories we tell ourselves about the relationship and what it means. Perhaps we notice a pattern of seeking validation from the other person or placing our happiness in their hands. Perhaps we uncover fears of abandonment or rejection that have been quietly influencing our behavior. The mirror of silence does not lie. It shows us exactly where our wounds are and what still needs healing. It asks us to sit with our discomfort rather than escaping it, providing a rare opportunity for growth. At the same time, silence allows us to reconnect with our inner voice, which is often drowned out by the chatter of the outside world. When we are constantly engaging with others, our thoughts and feelings can become entangled with theirs, making it difficult to discern what is truly ours. Silence untangles this web. It creates space for introspection, helping us to identify what we truly want and need, not just from the relationship, but from life itself. It reminds us that our worth is not dependent on another person's attention or affection, but rather on the love and acceptance we give ourselves. The mirror of silence also reflects our strengths. In the quiet, we might rediscover our resilience and ability to navigate life's challenges on our own. We might remember passions and dreams that have been overshadowed by the relationship. This self-awareness can be empowering, shifting the focus from what we lack to what we already have. It reminds us that we are whole and capable with or without the other person. Moreover, silence teaches us patience and trust. It requires us to let go of the urge to control the outcome of the relationship and instead surrender to the flow of life. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. It is an acknowledgement that we cannot force someone to communicate or behave in a certain way. All we can control is how we respond to the situation. By choosing to use silence as a time for reflection rather than reaction, we take back our power and set the stage for deeper connections, whether with the same person or someone new. As difficult as it may be, silence is also a reminder that love is not about clinging or chasing. It is about allowing space for growth, both individually and together. When we stop trying to fill the silence with words or actions, we give ourselves and the other person the freedom to process their feelings and make decisions from a place of authenticity. This space can lead to profound clarity, showing us whether the relationship is truly aligned with our highest good. In some cases, the mirror of silence may reveal that the relationship no longer serves us. This realization can be painful, but it is also a gift. It allows us to release what is no longer meant to be, making room for new possibilities and connections. In other cases, silence may deepen our appreciation for the relationship, helping us to approach it with greater understanding and intention. Either way, it serves as a catalyst for transformation. Silence also encourages us to cultivate self-compassion. As we confront our fears and insecurities, it is important to treat ourselves with kindness rather than judgment. The mirror of silence is not here to criticize or condemn. It is here to help us see ourselves more clearly. By embracing this clarity with an open heart, we can begin to heal the wounds that silence has uncovered. Ultimately, silence is not the absence of connection, it is a different kind of connection. It is an invitation to connect with ourselves on a deeper level and to approach our relationships from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. It teaches us that we do not have to fear the quiet. Instead, we can use it as a tool for growth and self-discovery. So when you find yourself in a moment of silence between you and another person, resist the urge to rush back into contact or fill the void with distractions. Instead, embrace the stillness and allow it to guide you. Let it show you what lies beneath the surface and what is truly important. Trust that this period of quiet is not an ending but a beginning, a chance to realign with yourself and your highest truth. The mirror of silence, though often uncomfortable, is one of life's greatest gifts. Use it wisely, and it will transform you. Emotional detachment is often misunderstood as a cold or indifferent state of being, but in truth, it is a profound act of self-love and self-preservation. When we detach emotionally from a situation or a person, we are not cutting off our capacity to feel or care. Instead, we are creating a healthy distance that allows us to see things more clearly, protect our peace, and prioritize our well-being. It is a gift we give ourselves, especially in moments of uncertainty, conflict, or emotional turbulence. The idea of detachment can initially feel uncomfortable. In relationships, we often equate closeness with caring and involvement with love. However, there is a delicate balance between being emotionally invested and becoming so entangled that we lose ourselves. Emotional detachment is not about withdrawing love or becoming indifferent. It is about setting boundaries that preserve our emotional energy and allow us to respond from a place of calm and clarity, rather than reactivity. One of the most significant benefits of emotional detachment is the clarity it brings. When we are too emotionally tied to an outcome or a person, our judgment can become clouded by our desires, fears, or insecurities. We may find ourselves overanalyzing every word, action, or silence, creating narratives that may not even be true. Emotional detachment helps to quiet this inner turmoil. It allows us to step back and see the situation as it truly is, rather than through the lens of our emotional attachment. This clarity is essential for making sound decisions, especially in relationships. When we are overly attached, we may compromise our values, overlook red flags, or cling to unhealthy dynamics out of fear of loss. Detachment empowers us to evaluate the relationship objectively. Are we being treated with respect and kindness? Does this connection align with our values and needs? By viewing the relationship from a place of emotional neutrality, we can make decisions that honor our worth and well-being. Another gift of emotional detachment is the freedom it provides. When we are overly attached, our happiness often becomes dependent on the actions, feelings, or decisions of another person. We may feel anxious or unsettled if they do not meet our expectations or if the relationship does not unfold the way we hoped. This dependency can be exhausting and disempowering. Emotional detachment frees us from this cycle. It reminds us that our happiness and peace are not contingent on external circumstances or the behavior of others. Instead, they are cultivated within ourselves. This freedom extends to our interactions with others. When we are emotionally detached, we are better able to honor the other person's journey without trying to control or influence it. We can respect their choices and boundaries, even if they differ from our own. Detachment allows us to love and support others without losing ourselves in the process. It is a way of saying, I honor your path, but I also honor mine. Emotional detachment also fosters resilience. Life is filled with uncertainties and challenges, and relationships are no exception. There will be moments of misunderstanding, disappointment, and change. When we are too emotionally invested, these moments can feel overwhelming, even devastating. Detachment helps us navigate these challenges with grace. It reminds us that we can endure difficulties without being consumed by them. It strengthens our ability to adapt and move forward, even in the face of pain or loss. For many, the practice of emotional detachment involves letting go of the need for control. In relationships, we often have a vision of how things should be, and when reality does not align with that vision, we may feel frustrated or hurt. Detachment invites us to release these expectations and surrender to the flow of life. It does not mean giving up on what we desire, but rather trusting that what is meant for us will come to us in the right time and way. This surrender is not passive, it is an active choice to prioritize our peace over our need for control. One of the most beautiful aspects of emotional detachment is the way it enhances our relationship with ourselves. In the space created by detachment, we can reconnect with our inner world, our thoughts, feelings, and desires. We can rediscover the parts of ourselves that may have been overshadowed by the intensity of our attachments. This self-reconnection is deeply healing. It reminds us that we are whole and complete, just as we are. In the process of detachment, self-care becomes a cornerstone. As we step back from external emotional entanglements, we can focus on nurturing our inner world. This might involve practices like meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature. It might mean pursuing hobbies or passions that bring us joy, or surrounding ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us. Through self-care, we replenish our emotional reserves and reaffirm our sense of self-worth. Emotional detachment does not mean we stop caring about others or the outcomes of our relationships. On the contrary, it allows us to care in a way that is balanced and healthy. It frees us from the weight of over-attachment, enabling us to show up as our best selves in our connections with others. It also creates space for others to take responsibility for their own feelings and actions, fostering relationships built on mutual respect and autonomy. Ultimately, emotional detachment is a gift that keeps giving. It offers clarity, freedom, resilience, and self-connection. It reminds us that we are not defined by our relationships or the approval of others, but by the love and respect we give ourselves. By embracing detachment, we step into our power and create a life that is guided by inner peace and self-awareness. It is a journey of letting go, not of love, but of fear, control, and dependency, allowing us to experience relationships and life itself from a place of authenticity and freedom. Respecting another person's journey is an act of love, compassion, and emotional maturity. In relationships, it can be easy to focus solely on our own needs, desires, and timelines, forgetting that every individual is on a unique path of growth and self-discovery. When we step back and honor the personal journey of someone else, we create space for both them and ourselves to evolve naturally. This respect fosters deeper connections, greater understanding, and a more harmonious dynamic, whether the relationship continues or shifts into something new. One of the first steps in respecting someone's journey is to recognize that we are all shaped by our own experiences, beliefs, and circumstances. No two people see the world in exactly the same way, nor do they navigate challenges or opportunities identically. What may seem clear or urgent to you might not resonate in the same way for the other person. Understanding this fundamental truth helps us release expectations that others should behave or respond according to our personal perspective. It allows us to approach the relationship with curiosity rather than judgment. Respecting someone else's journey also means acknowledging that their timeline may differ from ours. In matters of the heart, this can be particularly challenging. You may feel ready for deeper commitment, while the other person may need more time to heal, grow, or explore their own priorities. Instead of trying to rush or force alignment, respecting their journey involves trusting that they are doing what is best for themselves in that moment. This trust doesn't mean waiting indefinitely or sacrificing your own needs, but rather allowing the relationship to unfold naturally without pressure or control. At its core, respecting another's journey is about letting go of the need to fix or change them. Often we see potential in those we care about and want to guide them toward what we believe is best for them. While our intentions may come from a place of love, this approach can unintentionally disregard their autonomy and wisdom. Each person has their own lessons to learn, and those lessons often come through experiences we cannot dictate or prevent. By stepping back, we give them the freedom to make their own choices, even if those choices differ from what we would choose for them. This respect also extends to communication or the lack of it. When someone pulls away or takes time to themselves, it can feel personal, as though their silence or absence is a reflection of their feelings toward us. However, respecting their journey means understanding that their need for space is not necessarily about us. It may be a sign that they are working through their own emotions, challenges, or transitions. By resisting the urge to chase or demand explanations, we demonstrate trust in their process and their ability to navigate it in their own way. Respecting another's journey does not mean suppressing your own needs or boundaries. On the contrary, it requires a delicate balance of self-respect and compassion. While you honor their process, you must also honor your own. This might mean stepping back to give them space while ensuring you are tending to your emotional well-being. It might involve expressing your feelings honestly and kindly without expecting a particular response. Respecting their journey does not mean tolerating behavior that is harmful or dismissive, but rather recognizing the difference between their personal growth and actions that affect you directly. This approach also invites us to practice patience. Growth and healing are not linear, and they rarely happen on a schedule. When we respect someone's journey, we learn to let go of the need for immediate answers or resolutions. We accept that relationships are dynamic and that the path forward may involve twists and turns. Patience is not passive, it is an active choice to trust the process and remain present in the moment, rather than fixating on the outcome. Another dimension of respecting someone else's journey is embracing the possibility that it may lead them away from you. This can be one of the hardest aspects to accept, especially when deep feelings are involved. However, true respect for another person's path includes allowing them the freedom to grow and change, even if it means the relationship evolves or ends. This does not diminish the value of what you shared, rather, it highlights the beauty of honoring someone's individuality, even when it diverges from your own. Respecting another's journey also deepens your connection with yourself. As you practice letting go of control, you strengthen your ability to trust life's unfolding and your own resilience. You come to understand that your happiness and peace are not dependent on another person's choices, but are cultivated within you. This self-awareness enriches your relationships, allowing you to show up as a partner who loves freely rather than one who clings out of fear or need. In respecting someone's journey, we also learn the value of gratitude. Instead of focusing on what we wish were different, we can appreciate the lessons, growth, and moments of connection the relationship has brought into our lives. Every interaction, whether fleeting or lasting, contributes to our personal evolution. By approaching relationships with gratitude, we shift from a mindset of lack to one of abundance, recognizing the gifts each person's journey offers us. Ultimately, respecting another person's journey is an act of profound love, not the possessive kind, but the unconditional kind that sees and honors the other as they are. It acknowledges that we are all works in progress, navigating life's complexities in our own way. This respect fosters deeper connections built on trust, understanding, and mutual growth. And in respecting their journey, we inevitably honor our own, creating space for both to unfold in alignment with their highest potential. Focusing on inner alignment is a deeply transformative process that invites us to turn our attention inward and reconnect with our true selves. In a world filled with distractions, expectations, and external pressures, it's easy to lose touch with who we are at our core. Inner alignment is about finding harmony between our thoughts, emotions, values, and actions. It's about living authentically, with clarity and purpose, rather than being driven by external influences or fleeting desires. When we prioritize inner alignment, we cultivate a sense of peace, resilience, and empowerment that allows us to navigate life with grace and confidence. The journey of inner alignment begins with self-awareness. To align with our true selves, we must first understand who we are and what we value. This requires taking an honest look at our beliefs, habits, and patterns of thought. Are they truly ours, or have they been shaped by societal norms, family expectations, or past experiences? By examining these influences, we can begin to discern what feels authentic and what does not. This process of self-reflection is not always easy. It may bring up uncomfortable truths or highlight areas where we have been out of alignment. But it is through this honesty that we create the foundation for true alignment. Once we have gained clarity about our values and desires, the next step is to align our actions with them. It's one thing to know what matters to us, but it's another to live in accordance with those principles. Inner alignment requires integrity, making choices that reflect our true selves, even when they are difficult or unpopular. For example, if we value honesty but find ourselves avoiding difficult conversations, we are not living in alignment. By bringing our actions into harmony with our values, we create a sense of congruence that feels deeply satisfying and empowering. Another key aspect of inner alignment is emotional balance. Our emotions are powerful indicators of whether we are aligned with our true selves. When we feel joy, peace, and contentment, it's often a sign that we are living in alignment. Conversely, when we feel anxiety, frustration, or dissatisfaction, it may indicate that something is out of sync. These emotions are not bad or wrong. They are simply signals that invite us to pause and reflect. By listening to our emotions without judgment, we can gain valuable insights into what needs to shift in our lives. Inner alignment also involves letting go of what no longer serves us. This could be limiting beliefs, toxic relationships, or habits that drain our energy. Holding on to these things keeps us stuck and prevents us from fully aligning with our highest selves. Letting go can be challenging. It often requires facing fears of change or loss. But it is also liberating. Each time we release something that is not in alignment with our truth, we create space for something better to come into our lives. One of the most powerful tools for cultivating inner alignment is mindfulness. By practicing mindfulness, we learn to quiet the noise of the external world and tune into our inner world. This allows us to connect with our intuition, which is a reliable guide to our true path. When we are mindful, we are fully present in the moment, free from the distractions of the past or worries about the future. This presence helps us make decisions from a place of clarity and alignment rather than reactivity or fear. Another important aspect of inner alignment is self-compassion. As we navigate the journey of alignment, we will inevitably encounter challenges and setbacks. We may fall back into old patterns, make mistakes, or feel uncertain about our path. In these moments, it's essential to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. Inner alignment is not about being perfect, it's about being authentic. By offering ourselves compassion, we create a safe space to explore, learn, and grow. Inner alignment also requires us to trust ourselves and the process of life. It can be tempting to seek validation or approval from others, but true alignment comes from within. It's about trusting our intuition and inner wisdom, even when it goes against conventional advice or expectations. This trust extends to the flow of life itself. When we are aligned, we recognize that everything happens in its own time and way. We don't have to force or control, we can simply align our energy and allow things to unfold naturally. The benefits of focusing on inner alignment are profound. When we are aligned, we feel a deep sense of peace and contentment, regardless of external circumstances. We are less affected by the opinions or actions of others because we are grounded in our truth. Our relationships improve as we bring authenticity and clarity to our interactions. We attract opportunities and experiences that resonate with our values and desires, creating a life that feels purposeful and fulfilling. Inner alignment also enhances our resilience. Life will always bring challenges, but when we are aligned, we face them with a sense of inner strength and clarity. We know who we are and what matters to us, which helps us navigate difficulties with grace. Instead of being thrown off course by external events, we remain anchored in our truth. Ultimately, focusing on inner alignment is a journey of coming home to ourselves. It's about living from a place of authenticity and purpose, where our thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony. It's about honoring our unique path and trusting that we have everything we need within us to create a life that feels true and fulfilling. By prioritizing inner alignment, we not only transform our own lives, but also inspire those around us to do the same. The energy of absence is a force that is often overlooked but holds immense power in relationships and personal growth. When we think of absence, we usually associate it with loss or avoid a space where something or someone is no longer present. But absence is more than emptiness. It carries an energy of its own, one that has the potential to transform, clarify, and realign the dynamics of our lives. It is in absence that we often find perspective, depth, and a renewed sense of self. Absence allows us to see what is truly important. When someone or something is a constant presence in our lives, we can take it for granted. The familiarity of their energy becomes woven into the fabric of our daily routines, and we may lose sight of its significance. But when that presence is removed, even temporarily, we are confronted with its absence. This creates a space for reflection, helping us to evaluate the role it played in our lives. Was it nurturing us or depleting us? Was it aligned with our values and needs? The energy of absence serves as a mirror, revealing truths that may have been hidden in the noise of presence. In relationships, absence often speaks louder than words. When two people create space between each other, it can amplify their feelings and intentions. If there is love and respect, absence can strengthen the bond by allowing time for growth and appreciation. However, if the relationship was built on dependency or imbalance, absence can reveal cracks that were previously ignored. The energy of absence forces us to confront the reality of our connections, stripping away illusions and providing clarity about what remains when physical or emotional proximity is gone. This energy also challenges us to confront our own inner landscape. In the silence and solitude of absence, we are left with ourselves. For some, this can be uncomfortable, as it exposes feelings of loneliness or unhealed wounds. But this discomfort is also an opportunity. Absence invites us to turn inward, to explore the parts of ourselves that we may have neglected or avoided. It encourages us to find fulfillment within, rather than seeking it solely in external sources. The energy of absence teaches us self-reliance, reminding us that our worth and happiness are not contingent on others. The transformative power of absence extends beyond relationships. In any area of life, stepping back or creating space can bring a new perspective. Whether it's taking a break from work, detaching from a toxic environment, or letting go of habits that no longer serve us, absence creates room for something new to emerge. It is in this space that we can recalibrate our energy, rediscover our priorities, and align ourselves with our true purpose. Absence is not a void, it is a fertile ground for growth. Another profound aspect of the energy of absence is its ability to shift dynamics. When we withdraw our energy from a situation or relationship, it often prompts a reaction. This is not about manipulation, but about breaking patterns that may have become stagnant or unhealthy. For instance, in relationships where one person is overly giving while the other takes, the energy of absence can disrupt the imbalance. It forces the other party to recognize the value of what they had and reconsider their role in the dynamic. Absence highlights the significance of what is missing, creating an opportunity for recalibration and mutual respect. Absence also teaches the power of boundaries. By consciously choosing when and where to invest our energy, we set a standard for how we want to be treated. This is especially important in relationships where our presence may have been taken for granted. The act of stepping away, whether physically, emotionally, or energetically, sends a clear message about our self-worth. It says, I value myself enough to walk away from what does not honor me. This is not an act of rejection, but of self-preservation and empowerment. For those who experience the absence of others, it is a reminder of impermanence. Nothing in life is guaranteed to remain as it is. People, circumstances, and even our own feelings are in a constant state of flux. Absence teaches us to cherish the moments we have and to approach relationships and experiences with gratitude rather than entitlement. It reminds us that the energy we share with others is a gift, not a given. In the stillness that absence brings, we also find an opportunity to create. Absence can inspire creativity and innovation by giving us the space to imagine new possibilities. Many of the world's greatest ideas and works of art have emerged from periods of solitude and introspection. When we step away from the demands and distractions of the external world, we connect with our inner voice and tap into a wellspring of inspiration. The energy of absence is not passive, it is an active force that encourages us to fill the space with something meaningful. Ultimately, the energy of absence is a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. Just as presence has a tangible impact, so does absence. Both are necessary for balance, growth, and understanding. Absence challenges us to see beyond the surface, to appreciate what we have, and to embrace the lessons that come from letting go. It is not something to fear or resist, but to welcome as a natural and powerful part of life. In embracing the energy of absence, we learn to live with greater intention. We recognize that our energy is precious and that where we choose to place it matters. We honor the spaces between presence, trusting that they hold their own wisdom and purpose. In doing so, we find a deeper connection with ourselves and with the flow of life, knowing that every absence carries within it the seeds of transformation. Trust in divine timing is a profound act of faith that allows us to surrender control and embrace the natural flow of life. It is the understanding that everything unfolds according to a greater plan, often beyond our comprehension. While we may feel urgency or impatience in the face of unmet desires, divine timing invites us to trust that events, opportunities, and outcomes will align perfectly when the time is right. This trust is not about passivity or resignation, but about cultivating patience, acceptance, and a deep connection with the wisdom of the universe. At its core, trusting in divine timing begins with the recognition that life operates in cycles and rhythms. Just as the seasons change in their own time and flowers bloom when conditions are right, our lives unfold in alignment with a higher order. When we attempt to force things to happen according to our schedule, we disrupt this natural flow. The impatience of wanting something now often stems from fear of missing out, fear of being left behind, or fear of the unknown. Divine timing reassures us that what is meant for us will never miss us. It teaches us to release the need for control and trust that the universe is always working in our favor. This trust, however, can be challenging when life feels uncertain or when we are deeply longing for something, a relationship, a career breakthrough, or a resolution to a personal struggle. In such moments, it's easy to feel that time is slipping away or that our prayers are unanswered. But divine timing asks us to look beyond the surface. Often, what seems like a delay is actually a period of preparation. The universe may be aligning the right circumstances, people, or resources to bring about an outcome that is even better than we imagined. Sometimes we ourselves need to grow, heal, or learn certain lessons before we are ready to receive what we desire. One of the most beautiful aspects of divine timing is its ability to protect us. There are times when we passionately pursue something that, unbeknownst to us, may not serve our highest good. The job we didn't get, the relationship that didn't work out, or the opportunity that fell through may have been divine timing steering us away from what could have brought us harm or unhappiness. In hindsight, we often see how these so-called setbacks were blessings in disguise, guiding us towards something more aligned with our true path. Trusting in divine timing also means embracing the present moment. When we focus too heavily on the future or dwell on what hasn't yet happened, we miss the beauty and lessons of the now. The present moment is where life unfolds, where growth occurs, and where we can find joy and gratitude. Even in times of waiting, there are opportunities to deepen our understanding of ourselves and to cultivate patience and resilience. Divine timing reminds us that each moment, no matter how mundane or challenging, is part of a larger tapestry intricately woven with purpose and meaning. Patience is a cornerstone of trusting divine timing, but patience does not mean inaction. While we trust the universe to align the right opportunities, it is also our responsibility to prepare ourselves to receive them. This preparation might involve self-improvement, learning new skills, healing past wounds, or clarifying our intentions. Divine timing is not about sitting idly by, but about taking inspired action while surrendering the outcome. It's about doing our part with faith that the universe will meet us halfway. Surrender is another essential component of this trust. Surrender is not giving up, it is releasing the need to control every aspect of our journey. It is acknowledging that there is a higher wisdom at play, one that sees the bigger picture when we cannot. Surrender is an act of humility and trust, allowing us to let go of the how and when while holding steadfast to the belief that what is meant for us will arrive in perfect time. This surrender frees us from the stress and frustration of trying to micromanage life, replacing it with peace and assurance. Divine timing also requires us to trust the detours and delays. Life rarely follows a straight path, and often the twists and turns are where the most profound growth and transformation occur. The moments when we feel lost or off track are not failures, they are opportunities to refine our desires, deepen our faith, and develop the qualities needed to step into the next phase of our journey. Trusting these detours means believing that even when things don't go as planned, they are still part of a greater plan. Gratitude plays a powerful role in aligning with divine timing. When we express gratitude for what we have, we shift our focus from lack to abundance. This shift in perspective opens us to receive more blessings and reinforces our trust in the flow of life. Gratitude reminds us that even in times of waiting, there is much to appreciate and celebrate. It helps us to see the beauty in the process rather than fixating solely on the destination. Ultimately, trusting in divine timing is about faith in the universe, faith in the process, and faith in ourselves. It is the belief that life is not a series of random events, but a purposeful journey, guided by a force that is always conspiring for our highest good. When we align with this trust, we release the weight of worry and fear, replacing it with a sense of freedom and peace. We come to understand that everything we need will come to us, not a moment too soon or too late, but precisely when it is meant to. In embracing divine timing, we cultivate a deep sense of inner peace and resilience. We learn to dance with the rhythms of life, to appreciate the journey, and to trust that every step is leading us closer to our true purpose. We let go of the rush and the pressure, allowing life to unfold as it is meant to, knowing that in the divine scheme of things, all is as it should be.